Good morning. I'd like to call to order the Board of Public Works and Safety meeting for October 2nd, 2024. Let's stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May we have roll call to confirm a quorum?
Member Green.
Present.
Member Allen.
Present.
Secretary Morgan.
Present.
President Suggs.
Present.
Mr. President, we have 4 present, 1 absent.
With 4 present, we have a quorum, we have a legal meeting. Let's move on to item number 3, approval of the minutes for our September 25th, 2024 meeting. May I have a motion to approve?
A motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that minutes for the 25th of September meetings 2024 have been approved, to be approved. May we have roll call for approval?
Member Green.
Yes.
Member Allen.
Yes.
Secretary Morgan.
Yes.
President Suggs.
Yes.
Mr. President, we have 4 in favor, 0 opposed.
With 4 in favor, we have the
Health and Consolidated Area, $106,615.17. For ambulance non-reverting public safety income tax, neighborhood stabilization grant, foreclosure grant, ARPA grant, redevelopment non-reverting fund, and police pension, $33,054.84. Total to be paid on October 4th, $486,136.96.
May I have a motion to approve claims for October 4th, 2024?
So moved.
It's been moved. There's a second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing no discussion, may we have roll call for approval, please?
Member Green.
Yes.
Member Allen.
Yes.
Secretary Morgan.
Yes.
President Suggs.
Yes.
Mr. President, the vote is 4 in favor, 0 opposed.
With a vote of 4 in favor and 0 against, the claims for October 4th, 2024 have been approved.
We also have before us ratification of claims for September 30th, 2024. General fund is $18,774.75. ARPA is $150,000. Redevelopment non-reverting, $23,198.83. Consolidated Area TIF, $14,654.05. Total claims paid, $206,627.63.
May I have a motion to approve claims for September 30th, 2024?
So moved.
Second.
The motion has been moved and seconded for approval of ratification of claims for September 30th. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing no discussion, may we have roll call for approval, please?
Member Green.
Yes.
Member Allen.
Yes.
Secretary Morgan.
Yes.
President Suggs.
Yes.
Mr. President, we have 4 in favor, 0 opposed.
With a vote of 4 in favor and 0 against, the ratification of claims for September 30th, 2024 has been approved.
That concludes claims.
Thank you. I'd like to now move on to correspondence and agreements. A, correspondence from the Health Department.
We have correspondence from the Health Department regarding a contract for professional services with Northwest Indiana Health Cooperative, if I could talk today. Ms. Veronica, could you come up and introduce yourself? Like, press the green button and, give your title and then explain this one, and then we'll go on to the next one, which is a professional service for Ellery Galt.
Hi, my name is Veronica Collins Ellis, the Executive Director of the Gary Health Department. This contract is for professional service for Northwest Indiana Health Cooperative. We are contracting them out to provide services for our maternal child health and infant mortality program. Okay.
All right, I move that we vote to approve the contract with Northwest Indiana Health Cooperative.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve contract for Northwest Indiana Health Department Cooperative, located at 2224 West 58th in Merrillville. Any discussion on the motion?
Could you also tell us what services they'll be providing?
Just pregnancy tests throughout the city. We already provide for pregnancy tests at the health department. They are hiring nurses to go out to the different clinics to address the rate, the infant mortality and the maternal rate throughout the Lake County area. So they are hiring community health workers and nurses to go out in the community.
Thank you.
And the financial commitment on this contract?
Member Green?
Yes.
Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan?
Yes.
President Suggs?
Yes.
Mr. President, we have 4 in favor, 0 opposed.
With a vote of 4 in favor and 0 opposed, the contract for Northwest Indiana Health Department Cooperative in the amount of $165,000 has been approved.
Next, we have a contract for professional services with Ellery Galt in the amount of, $3,525 at the rate of $25 per hour. Can you give us background?
Ms. Ellery Gout has been one of our contractors throughout the city for a long time. However, we no longer have a lab, and she provided services at the beginning of the year and was never paid, so we're just paying her for that.
Okay. All right, I move that we ratify the contract for professional services with Ellery Galt for $3,525.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the contract for Ms. Galt in the amount of $3,525. Any discussion on that motion?
Nope.
Ms. Morgan, you look,
No.
okay. Hearing no discussion, may we have roll call for approval, please?
Member Green?
Yes.
Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan?
Yes.
President Suggs?
Yes.
Mr. President, we have 4 in favor, 0 opposed.
With a vote of 4 in favor and 0 opposed, the motion carries.
Mr. President,
Yes.
next on the agenda, we have correspondence from the engineering department. First thing we have is the bid opening for the streetlight installation. We have received, one bid from Western Electric. Okay, so we have a total cost for installing lights for the Broadway, Fifth Avenue, Grant, and Ridge Road corridors. We have a total cost amount of, I'll just give the two individual breakdowns and then I'll quickly add it up on my calculator, but to replace the poles, we have $258,850. To replace the fixtures, we have $184,500. We have over 400 fixtures, and we have over 120 poles. Also in the bid, the engineering department has requested to have foundations, unit cost for foundation installs and removals. And we have for 15-foot poles, a quantity of 4, $11,200. We have 25-foot poles, quantity of 10, $30,000. We have 30-foot poles, quantity of 11, $33,000. And then we have pole heights of 40 feet, quantity 112 at $336,000. So these are just line items in the situations where we need them. And then also there's an extra work line item for unforeseen circumstances of $250,000, which brings the total for the alternates to $660,200. So let me just quickly add up everything. So again, for the poles to be installed, $258,850. For all the heads to be installed, we have $184,500. And then for the alternates for the extra work, if deemed necessary, for the additional $660,200, bringing a grand total of $1,103,550.
Just a quick clarification. You
Yes.
gave one poll fee for the 558, 850, and then you gave some itemized polls based on length. Those are two different values.
Based off of length is just the foundations for the poles if they need to be removed and installed. So we do have foundations throughout the corridors that can be salvaged.
Yeah, what was the itemized price for those foundations?
For the foundations, it is 660.
Okay, that's the 660, 200.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so at this time, I'm sorry, the engineering department would like to take the bid, review it to make sure that everything is to the city's liking, and then come back with a recommendation for approval at the next Board of Works meeting. I'd like to make a motion to accept the bids that were received today.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the bids for the installation and replacement of lights, poles, and fixtures. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Bids are accepted.
Next on the agenda, we have citywide street resurfacing and patching award. The engineering department is recommending that we accept the award of both contractors, Milestone and Reith and Riley. Reith and Riley was found to be, I'm sorry, I'll do Milestone first. Milestone was found to be lowest and most responsive for the mill and pave for Tyler Street from 4th to 8th Avenue in the amount of $136,726.30. Compared to Reith and Riley, it came in around $30,000 cheaper. When it came to the remaining streets, Reith and Riley was found to be the lowest and most responsive in the amount of $281,044.10. That includes 3rd Avenue from the alley to Jerry, 44th Avenue from Grant to Lincoln, 13th Avenue from Burr to Haney, 15th Avenue patching from Klein to Colfax, Vermillion from Oak to Indian Boundary Road, 11th Avenue from Grant to the railroad tracks. Each contractor, when we reached out for quotes, had an extra work line item of $100,000. So including both of those amounts individually, for each contractor. I would like to move, and we'll do it one at a time, for the award of Rethan Riley in the amount not to exceed $381,044.10.
So that's your motion?
That's my motion.
I second it for Rethan Riley.
There's a motion on the floor to approve the bid for Rethan Riley in the amount of $381,440.10. Any discussion on the motion? Question.
Yes, sir.
As you described the two bids, you said lowest and most responsive.
Yes.
I need clarification of what that means, most responsive.
So, in their capabilities of doing the work, based off of their history of doing work in Gary and around, that they were found to be most responsive, as well as the lowest bidder for this line of work.
So when you say responsive, that means matching our request.
Yes,
Okay,
for quality work.
yes.
I
Yes,
was gonna
Ms.
throw
Morgan.
in- So, Mr. Allen is right, but also you can factor in the history of their work, like,
Okay,
have they done quality work before? Have we had trouble with them finishing on time and under budget and those kind of things? So it's kind of an overall look at whether you can really trust them to get the work done at the promised price. So,
thank you. I appreciate the definition and clarification. I wanted to make sure that those who are listening had an understanding of what we were talking about as well. Any other discussion?
Yes, so the $100,000 extra work line item, that's just if we identify, if we should find there other streets?
Other streets, additional work within these same streets that are listed that come into play. All the line items here, unit prices that we have are going to be accepted, so quantities are then the only thing that need to be adjusted.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? May we have a roll call for the approval of the Rethan Riley bid?
Member Green,
Yes,
Member Allen,
Yes.
Secretary Morgan.
yes,
President Suggs.
Yes.
Mr. President, we have 4 in favor, 0 opposed.
With a vote of 4 in favor and 0 against, the contract for resurfacing for Rethan Riley in the amount of $381,440.10 has been approved.
And I will also like to make a motion that we accept the award of Milestone in the amount not to exceed $236,726.30.
I second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the bid for Milestone in the amount of $236,726.30, excuse me. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing no discussion, may we have roll call for approval, please?
Member Green,
yes,
Member Allen,
Yes.
Secretary Morgan,
Yes,
President Suggs.
Yes.
Mr. President, we have 4 in favor, 0 opposed.
With a vote of 4 in favor and 0 opposed, the motion carries for Milestone's resurfacing contract for $236,726.30.
Thank you. That concludes correspondence from the engineering department.
Do we have correspondence from the fire department?
yes, we
Item
have.
C.
Yeah, we have a request to accept an ambulance donation. Chief Tillman, can you come up and introduce yourself and explain that?
Good morning, President. Good morning, Board.
Good morning.
I'm Larry Tillman, Chief of the Gary Fire Department. I come before you today to request that you accept the donation of an ambulance that is being offered to us by the Indiana District 1 Hospital Emergency Planning Committee. We have housed this ambulance for a few years now in our Station 3 at 1200 Washington for District 1. They would like to donate the ambulance to the city of Gary so we can use it as a mass casualty ambulance for the city of Gary and District 1. So I was coming to before you today, so because the ambulance will be added to our motor pool, so we can accept it and sign the title and take responsibility for it as the city of Gary. It is a 1998 Ford ambulance with 21,559 miles on it. I had the chief of maintenance for the Gary Fire Department go and check the ambulance out. He was satisfied with the condition of the ambulance, and he believes that it'll be a good addition to our motor pool.
I move that we approve the ambulance donation.
It's a motion on the floor to approve the ambulance donation, the 1998 Ford. Is there a second? It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? My one comment, did they identify a value for this?
No, there was no value identified for the ambulance. I was thinking about that as well. And I actually just spoke with Controller Green about presenting to the council for their approval of the donation. And I believe we have to have a dollar amount for then, so we would go to do that at that time. For these purposes, we don't really need it. Well, I don't know. Maybe you all can answer that for me.
No, you actually read my mind. For
Okay.
these purposes, we can approve and
Okay.
accept the donation, but in order to get it approved by the council, you're going to have a value.
Yes, okay.
Any other discussion? May we have roll call for approval?
Member Green,
Yes.
Member Allen,
Yes.
Secretary Morgan,
Yes.
President Suggs.
Yes.
Mr. President, we have 4 in favor, 0 opposed.
With a vote of 4 in favor and 0 opposed, we have approved the acceptance of a 1998 Ford E30 ambulance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. President, next we have a contract for professional services for Ms. Ayanna Wright. Chief Tillman, do you want to speak to that, or what did you?
Good morning again. The Gary Fire Civil Service Commission is an independent board, so I really don't review the contracts that they propose to the board, but I will speak to the fact that Ms. Ayanna Wright is working as the administrative assistant for the Civil Service Commission right now for the fire department. And they do not have an administrative assistant. They haven't identified one. So they are just trying to extend the contract for Ms. Ayanna Wright to keep giving her services to the Civil Service Commission until December 1st in the dollar amount of $7,500. Right now, we're in an application process to bring on people to get on the fire department. It's a very important time. She's down there taking applications until November 6th of this year. They will be able to turn them into her by November 20th. We have over 140 applicants to the Gary Fire Department as of the last meeting that we had for the Civil Service Commission, and she just walked in as well. But we had over 140 applicants to the Civil Service Commission for the Gary Fire Department, and so it's crucial that we have someone down there at this time to provide those services for the commission.
Questions of me, I can ask.
Yeah, would you just come up and introduce yourself? All right, can you,
Ayanna Wright.
okay, and what duties do you perform for the city?
Right now, I'm sitting in for the administrative assistant until they hire one.
Okay. And so you're willing to do that job until December 1st to give us more time to find someone?
Yeah, hopefully it should, well, prayerfully it may end before December 1st, but we're just trying to make sure that time period is covered. We've had an increase of applicants. This is the first time in the history of the commission that they have had the application process open this long. And however many that they get, then you have to test them before you can go to your next step. And so before you even do the contract with the tester, you got to know how many people are being tested. So it's a number of things that are involved. We were hoping that someone would have already been in place and I would have been training them and can go home to my blessed retirement, but that has personally not happened yet.
Okay. Well, that means you're hard to replace, so it's a compliment.
I'm gonna smile on that one.
Okay. All right. And we appreciate you, and we appreciate your years of service to the city.
All right, thank you.
So I move that we approve the contract for professional services with Ms. Ayanna Wright for $7,500 lasting through December 1st of this year.
Motion on the table, is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? May we have roll call to approve a contract for Ms. Ayanna Wright in the amount of $7,500?
Member Green?
Yes.
Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan?
Yes.
President Suggs?
Yes.
Mr. President, we have 4 in favor, 0 opposed.
With a vote of 4 in favor and 0 opposed, the contract is approved.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on now to item 6, unfinished business. Oh, we're already there. We have a motion, contract for engineering services ratification. Item B.
I think this is from, environmental.
Can we get a motion?
Oh, why was it tabled again?
Yes.
And so did we get the information?
Yeah, there was something emailed from Ms. Brenda Scott Henry last week to everybody.
Could we ask Ms. Brenda Scott Henry if she would just review that information with us, please?
Yes, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Brenda Scott Henry, Director of Office of Sustainability and Environmental Affairs. And I think that the Stantec contract was tabled at the last meeting. You requested some information about plans that we had for Buchanan Street, I believe it was. I sent the plans over to everyone. And if you have any questions, I'll be, could expound from it. But I think I talked about how we took blighted property that was demoed by redevelopment, and then as a temporary fix for that, we did green infrastructure on the site. We received a grant from the Lake Michigan Coastal Program for, I think it was $40,000. The city matched it with $40,000, and we were able to clear out layers of debris from the site. And then we planted some native plants, native trees, and so the idea was to maintain those spaces until, every year Stantec gives us a maintenance plan on how to maintain what we've invested into the site. Then we hire contractors to go out and do the actual work. But mostly Stantec provides for us landscape design for green infrastructure.
And I may be confused, but I thought our last discussion had talked about maybe being, moving away from as much native look to more of a contemporary look of the area.
gateways.
the gateways.
Yeah, so it's actually plenty of space. So if you look at the map that we provide, do you guys have a copy of that? Oh, I can get it. You didn't have it? So what Christine provided to you was a layout of 2-block area where there were about 11 parcels that were demoed by redevelopment that the city owned. There are definitely some other property owners that are in that corridor, especially the one right on the corner on Second and Broadway on the west side, where is we don't know who the owner is, but there's definitely opportunity to do different things in that green space. It's just that to maintain the stormwater BMPs that we've already put in place, we do need their services in terms of proper places for managing stormwater, preventing stormwater runoff from going into the Grand Calumet River. That's the Green Link Trail there. So all of that area is really just kind of the native landscape. It's just kind of what we've done. So I hear you when you say, let's do a mixture of things there, but that could happen. That could happen. But right now, they not only give us maintenance plans for what's on the Buchanan Street Gateway, but there's green infrastructure that we've installed in the Miller area. There's also the rain garden that is right here at City Hall, which has been studied by the USGS, U.S. Geological Survey, did some pre and post monitoring on that site. So it has some national recognition associated with it. There's also a plan that was produced by USGS that is available on their website that talks about how we install green infrastructure to manage stormwater runoff from City Hall and the parking lots and the roadway so that we prevent flooding conditions. So there's a lot that they do, but it's mostly giving us the information that we need to make sure that we maintain those spaces, those green infrastructure installations that we have.
Is this going to be an ongoing contract, or do
Yes.
we ever,
It's just ongoing. That's what they specialize in,
Okay.
is green native landscaping. So if there's, as I mentioned, is there other traditional landscaping we need to do? There should be another contractor that we have do that because their specialty is native landscaping.
I guess my question was, will we ever have the capacity as a municipality to, gain the knowledge and the wherewithal to?
Maintain those spaces ourselves?
Yes.
Yeah, we have a workforce that's willing to do that, yeah. We need a workforce. We do offer our maintenance staff green infrastructure training. We have several contractors who have come in and offered that training. And actually, we have some pretty good maintenance staff who are very knowledgeable about the work that we've done around the city.
For me, that would be aspirational to,
Absolutely,
learn to fish.
absolutely. Nate is one of those persons that, and there are some other folks. We didn't even know we had some really people who are almost arborists, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See? Don?
We kind of, but no, there's actually employees who do just basic work around the city who has experience. I forgot his name, but he was telling us things that bring it to my attention, things that we've done way in the past around City Hall that I didn't know about. So I forgot his name. Not Don Plow. Don knows a lot too, but there's just your regular,
Wow.
people who are not in leadership positions that know about what native landscaping. Proper planting of trees, those type of things. They can provide training. Actually, I missed the meeting today, but we have OAI, who's also partnering with Stantec to do the green infrastructure maintenance on vacant to vibrant sites that we have in Etna. There's also the Greater Green, which is all on Buchanan Street. There are other locations that you have as well that you provide us that, how to maintain those spaces.
I would like, and at some point, maybe you would invite the board on a tour to just see what we have. And then we could have a better appreciation and understanding.
Of what those systems do
Yes.
for us. And actually, they're natural systems that really function in terms of pollution reduction and
Yeah,
managing stormwater. I would love to do that. Love it. Thank you.
please. Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing no discussion, may we have roll call for approval, please?
Thank you.
Member Green,
Yes.
Member Allen,
I don't think anyone made a motion yet.
I thought we had a motion from before.
oh, no, you know what?
Table.
Yeah, no.
Thank you.
Member Allen is correct. There is no motion.
I love being correct. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? May we have roll call for approval, please?
All right, now, Member Green,
Yes.
Member Allen,
Yes.
Secretary Morgan,
Abstain.
and President Suggs.
Yes.
Mr. President, we have 3 in favor, 1 abstention.
With a vote of 3 in favor and 1 abstention, the motion carries. Thank you. Look forward to the date and invitation. Okay, further unfinished business. Item C.
Item C is Meals on Wheels, ARPA grant. And I'm speaking into a dead microphone. Attorney Hatcher, would you come explain the Meals on Wheels ARPA grant for $100,000?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. So this is a grant that is normally paid for through CDBG every year. And because we are reallocating our CDBG dollars to make sure this year coming up, we're focused on infrastructure, including streets, sidewalks, and demolition, we decided to give the normal Meals on Wheels $100,000 donation to from the ARPA dollars. And I'm just gonna take a second because I just asked for the stats for Gary. And the mayor, this is one of the programs that he wanted to make sure that we did not stop funding because so many seniors in the city of Gary use the service. So there are currently 9 service routes, and this is Meals on Wheels of Northwest Indiana. So they're hubbed in Maryville, but they service all in NWI. They have 9 service routes in the city. They provide, in 2023, they provided approximately 107,566 meals to 427 clients. And that comes up to approximately 250 meals per client per year. They also provide and deliver meals to adults with disabilities that are not included in this 427, children at the Head Start programs in Gary, and some daycare centers. And so it's an important program for the city. It's an important program for the residents. And so we usually provide $100,000 just to support that city of Gary, those 9 routes within the city of Gary.
All right, I move that we approve the $100,000 ARPA Small Business Program grant with Meals on Wheels.
And this is actually a nonprofit organization. So this isn't part of those small businesses that we brought previously. This is part of the 4 nonprofit organizations that we are bringing through ARPA.
Okay, well, the heading says Small Business Grant, so I'm gonna change my motion
Thank you.
and amend the name of the contract. So it should just be just the City of Gary ARPA grant.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, so first, Mr. President, I move that we amend the title of this contract to say City of Gary ARPA Grant Funding Agreement. So that's my first
Is
motion.
there a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor of changing the name on the grant, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Name's been changed.
Okay, next, Mr. President, I move that we approve this grant with Meals on Wheels for $100,000.
It's a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
There's a motion on the floor and seconded to approve the grant for Meals on Wheels for Northwest Indiana in the amount of $100,000. Any discussion on this motion? May we have roll call for approval, please?
Member Green?
She said yes.
Yes.
Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan?
Yes.
President Suggs?
Yes.
Mr. President, we have 4 in favor, 0 opposed.
With a vote of 4 in favor and 0 against, the grant for Meals on Wheels in the amount of $100,000 has been approved.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Mr. President, next we have Faith CDC,
Yes.
which is a grant for $30,000 to provide food services. It's somewhat similar. So if
And I'm back. So,
Attorney
yeah,
Hatcher, if you could
so
explain.
Faith CDC is a small farm here within the city of Gary in the Emerson neighborhood that provides freshly grown food to residents here in Gary free of charge. And so this $30,000 grant will help support that effort to make sure that they can continue to grow and distribute food at least through Thanksgiving. That's the hope, unless we run into some kind of deep freeze before then. But the hope right now is that they get through Thanksgiving.
There's a motion on the floor to give a grant to Faith CDC in the amount of $30,000. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
are they the ones with the goats?
Oh, the goats, yes, they have those. Yeah, but this program is specifically for the fresh food, fruits and vegetables that they grow. They actually also have a program where they raise goats and chickens and other things over in that neighborhood. But this program has been really successful to the point where Methodists picked it up and they do almost a medical program where they use actual nurse practitioners and they use fresh food as a form of medicine. So it's been really successful and we're just happy to be able to support it.
I was able to tour their spot last summer, and it was pretty impressive how much food they grow on that small patch of land. And the Food as Medicine program is actually pretty like cutting edge, where they're getting a lot of national attention for it. And the best things is helping our seniors get healthier, helping people improve their diabetes and get off diabetes medicine and improve their cardiovascular health. So it's a really positive thing for the community.
Thank you. That may be another opportunity for the board to take a closer look at what we're supporting. Any other discussion? May we have roll call for approval, please?
Member Green?
Yes.
Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan?
Yes.
President Suggs?
Yes.
Mr. President, the vote is 4 in favor, 0 opposed.
With a vote of 4 in favor and 0 against, the grant for Faith CDC in the amount of $30,000 has been approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Mr. President, we have Overcomers of the Repaired Breach with an ARPA grant for $2,500, and this is an ARPA Small Business Grant. I move that we approve this $2,500 grant to Overcomers of the Repaired Breach, which is located at 564 Vermont Street in Gary.
There's a motion on the floor to approve a grant in the amount of $2,500 for Overcomers of the Repaired Breach. Is there a second? Thank you.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing no discussion, may we have roll call for approval, please?
Member Green?
Yes.
Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan?
Yes.
President Suggs?
Yes.
Mr. President, we have 4 in favor, 0 opposed.
With a vote of 4 in favor and 0 opposed, the grant for $2,500 for overcomers of the repaired breach has been approved.
Mr. President, next we have Price Beaters, which is also the ARPA Small Business Grant for $2,500. I move that we approve the ARPA grant with Price Beaters for the $2,500.
There's a motion on the floor to approve the ARPA grant for Price Beaters in the amount of $2,500. Is there a second?
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on this motion? Hearing no discussion, may we have roll call for approval, please?
Member Green?
Yes.
Member Allen?
Yes.
Secretary Morgan?
Yes.
President Suggs?
Yes.
Mr. President, we have 4 in favor, 0 opposed.
With a vote of 4 in favor and 0 opposed, the grant for $2,500 for Price Beaters has been approved.
All right, next, Mr. President, is a small business ARPA grant with Social Toast for $2,500. We were waiting for additional information, which is why I got tabled before. Attorney Hatcher.
And so this is, we would like you all to table it this time as well. We still do not have an updated address. And as you know, this program is for Gary residents and Gary businesses only. And so what we're trying to do is make sure and confirm that this is in fact a Gary resident or Gary business.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So I think it's best to table it. So.
You need a motion to table?
You know what? It already was tabled,
Okay.
so we're gonna leave it on the table. You need a motion to bring it off the table per Robert's rules, so we don't have to do anything. Sir.
So,
I don't know how to read your
I'm
writing.
good. I'm good with it.
Okay. All right, that is all the correspondence that I have.
And unfinished business. Any new business for the board? Alex, do we have anyone in queue for public comments?
No, sir.
I can't see the list. Has anyone signed up for public comments in the room? Would anyone like to speak to the board? May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
May I second?
Second.
All in favor say aye. Meeting is adjourned. Where is? Oh, that was a heavy lift.